Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I'm going to welcome you back to another episode of the I AFYL Podcast. The actual title of this is "What Lies Have You Been Told About Business?" I got to edit that. And so today we're going to look at all the lies, maybe not all, but some of the lies that you and I have been told about business. And I want you to just kind of bet for yourself any of the lies that you heard, any of these things that you heard that potentially, it's a part of the failure too, guys. So welcome back, man. Just give me 1 second. I got to edit this. I thought I put it in. What lies have you been told? I apologize. That's never happened before. The title didn't save, but I want to get it in there so that if someone's coming, they can see what the title is and not be confused, because that was our title yesterday. Our title yesterday was the number one reason businesses fail. So let's save. All right, I think we got it in there, and let's get started. So, lies, business. So yesterday we talked about, basically, what happens with businesses, and the fact that basically in the first year, 80% of our businesses are going to fail, and it's because of it's a lot of reasons. And I was looking at some stats, and basically, like, only 1% really kill it. Like, think about this. Only 1%. I think a few years ago, I did a webinar. It was called, it was something about the 1%. But the 1% is the people that really kill it. What you think about that? You tell me you got to be that good? Jay, you got to be that good to be in business. You got to get to the 1%. Well, you do if you want to really get it now. But there's a 4%, which is doing really good. Like, so 4% is not bad. And then I think there's 50% that's doing okay, just kind of making it, still doing it. But then there's the 80% that just it's over. So what are the lies? What are the lies that I was told? Man, here's one of the first lies I was told. Man, business is risky. You don't want to go into business, man, because business is too risky. Man, how many of you have been told that going into business was more risky than getting a job? Now, here's the thing. Sometimes you got to get a job. Guys, I had to get a job. I had to start out with a job because I was immature. And there wasn't all the resources that are now available weren't available. So I had to get a job just so that I can kind of become more mature. So if you are mature-minded, then having a business may not be as risky. But the statement that I heard was business is risky, so you shouldn't go into business. You should go work for the government. You should go to the military. You should get you a really good job that you can work for 30 or 40 years, retire, and you should be good to go. And I'm going to tell you, that right there, that plan is not the plan. What other lies have you not been told? Man, you don't want to pay to start a business. You don't want to pay to do any of that. Look, years ago, there's a company, I think I mentioned this a couple of days ago, Cutco knives was big in the 90s, and a lot of people got that start in Cutco knives. You shouldn't have to pay. You shouldn't have to pay money so that you can earn money. Well, if you start a business, you're going to pay you some money now. You're going to pay some money. So here's some of the things you're going to pay for. You're going to pay to get set up. You're going to pay money to pay the state to say, hey, state, I'm going into business. And think about this. Your business it's like having a baby. And when you have a baby, you got to get a social security number. You got to get a birth certificate. You've got to go get shots. You've got you've got to get doctor's appointments. So all these things are built into just having a baby. So what about when you have a business? You don't think you should make investments? Oh, what are you talking about? Oh, well, I ask people, how much money have you invested in your business? And what, oh, they haven't hardly invested any money in their business. I'm like, well, how do you, it's like a baby. You're not going to do the basics. You not get the basics. Think about the basics. Here's some of the basics. Obviously, you go get a company. You have to set your company up. That's a few $100, right? You're going to want to have some sort of plan, right? You may have to invest in some. You don't have to invest in software. You may need a tax strategy. You may need a coach, a mentor, somebody that could lead you down the path so you don't make all the mistakes. You may need these things. Well, not me. You're going to need them. But you don't have any money. Man, that's rough. If you don't have any money, then there's a lot of free resources. Now, here's the problem with the free resources. The free resources is that how do you then vet, man, which one should I listen to? It's nothing like having so many people in your ear. I remember at one point I was listening to a lot of people, and I had this mentor, and most of it had to do with books and videos. And at one point I just stopped. I was like, I'm just going to listen to a couple of people and that's it. Read the Bible. I'm good. Right. So you have to invest in, okay, I'm going to listen to this one person. Look, here's the thing. It's probably better to start with one. You start with one, get as far as you can go with one. Look, sometimes you may have to pass that person. Then you go get somebody else. And then you go get somebody else. And then maybe you find somebody that you don't need anybody else, But if you don't invest, guys, like just having the investor's mindset, then another thing, I only do, get referrals. Now, referrals is good. But you have to have the marketing mindset. Dan Kennedy, he's like the father of direct response marketing. And you have to market your business. Even now, like Grant Cardone, he's a major sales company, but even that company today would say, yeah, we know all the stuff to make the sales, but we would have to have a really good direct response marketing campaign going. But the myth is that you don't have to do that. The myth is I can just live on referrals forever, which it just depends on where you want to go. Ask Coca-Cola, are they living on referrals? No, they're still doing advertising. Ask Apple, are they living on referrals? No, I think they're still doing advertising. Look, go ask the big companies, are they still living on referrals? Do they get a lot of referrals because people love their product, their services? Absolutely. But you have to make the investment. You have to have the mindset that I'm in a business. You go find a big business that isn't heavily marketing. Heavily. Even look, there's a lot of free ways to market, guys. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook right now. TikTok, if you use that, like Twitter, LinkedIn, there's so many places to market for free today. So, but you got to invest. You got to, dude, I'm still learning the platforms, like just so many platforms. But what lies have you been told about business? What lies have you been told? Lastly, let's look at the lie, like especially, have you ever had sometimes look when it comes to being in business, it just boils down to, man, at the end of the day, just because I have a good product, just because I have a good service does not mean you've got a good business. It's a lie to think that just because I have that, I'm going to win. You're going to lose. Most people lose. Most of the 80% that fail lose because of that. I'm just going to my product, my service is top notch, but that doesn't mean you're going to make any money. You don't. Look, Domino's Pizza. Are you familiar with that company? Domino's Pizza. Domino's Pizza was nasty. Now they've gotten better over time. I remember when it first started. Look, I grew up in New Jersey where Italians made pizza. So it was pizzeria. So pizzeria. And they talk about some Domino's. We don't eat that trash. But here's why Domino's is still winning the game and why they won the game back then. hot, fresh pizza in 30 minutes or less. Hot, fresh pizza in 30 minutes or less. That said nothing. We don't have the best sauce. We're not telling you we have the best pizza. We're not telling you that we are the best pizza place. We're telling you you're going to have a hot pizza in 30 minutes or less. Domino's. They still just got okay pizza. One of the biggest pizza companies that's ever been created. Domino's. Because somebody said, we are going into the market and somebody's going to respond to our advertising, to our marketing. You know who responded to those advertisements? People who didn't have any time. They're getting home from work and they're saying, what? We don't have time to cook. 30 minutes, they called up Domino's. Domino's, we're going to put you to the test. 30 minutes. Be here or it's free, because they had a guarantee. So what you think about your business today? Think about where you're going in your business, right? How you can say something about your business. Like I was sitting down this morning. Like that's why I'm talking about this today, because I was sitting down really working on the Good Accounting Company, right? The Good Accounting Company that helps purpose-driven entrepreneurs connect their idea to their business so that they can make more money and not waste any time doing it. The Good Accounting Company, I looked at, I says, wow, like I found an acronym, I'm looking at a way to write a book for it. At some point, maybe at the end of the first quarter, write a book on good accounting and that's where this came from. Like, look at all the myths. Look at the things that we've been told about business. And that's part of the problem. So when we step into it, we're more afraid than excited. I want you to think about your excitement for your business today. And you could be excited, but here's what you're going to run against because of the lies that you've been told. You're going to run against fear. Fear's going to show up. Bam. Oh, you're going to step in fear. Fear's coming. The anxiety is coming. Like it's coming. So I learned a cool trick, man. I got a shout out to my niece, Gwendolyn Moore. We had almost a 3-hour conversation yesterday evening, and we talked, and we were talking about some things. I'm not getting to the details, but we talked about some things that I think is powerful. And I shared something with her, and she shared something with me, and I realized something. I want you to try this. The moment fear comes over you, right? The moment you get worried, say to yourself, I did not ask you for that. Get that. I'm sitting here. You got to have this conversation with yourself. I'm sitting here trying to get to the next level, and that's what you bring me? Listen, bring me and then be specific about what you would like yourself to bring you. And because that happened to me the other day, and I said, what's wrong with you? I'm like, are you crazy? That's not what I asked you for. I asked you for this. I asked you for prosperity. I asked you for abundance. I asked you for a good life. I asked you for a successful business. I asked you for, solutions to my potential clients' problems. And I'm asking you for all of that. That's what you bring me. And every time it comes up, literally, I woke up this morning and you know what happened? It felt like sometimes I wake up and I still have the negative thoughts from the day before. Has that happened to you before? The positive thoughts were shining through. Use that today. When the negative thought shows up, when the lie shows up and is trying to convince you that that's the truth, just say, I did not ask you for that. Get that out of here and you name what you would like it to bring. And every time it happens, that's what you should do. That's how you can get rid of all the lies that you've been told about business so that your business can prosper and be successful. Guys, I appreciate you for joining me for this episode of the Account for Life podcast. I'm Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant. What's going on, Brittany? I'm helping you to account for your life and your business. Look, if you want to go to the next level, this is where you got to be. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.